Okay, well, the purpose of this live today is really just to kind of give you guys a behind the scenes look at what product development looks like, and we're going to show you some of our samples. We've had 4 so far, and you will see that we've come a really long way. I've also had a lot of questions from people about them personally having an idea that they want to turn into a product and they just don't know where to start, and that was us about 2 years ago. So I just kind of wanted to give some tips as to a good starting point for them, give some recommendations, but yeah, if you guys have questions, I will keep checking in as we go and just trying to answer them as we go. And the questions can be related to the bag, they can be related to our brand, or they can be related to product development, really anything. So I'll try to keep up and answer them as I go. And while we're waiting for a couple more people, I'll just give kind of a quick recap of our journey. It was about 2 years ago that I had this idea, and I just thought, nothing exists like this, and parents everywhere would just really benefit from it, and I just didn't know where to start. So I actually reached out to a friend of mine from high school who is a product engineer, and just got a little bit of feedback as to what the process is. And for us at that time, it seemed really overwhelming, and we just had a brand new baby, and it just seemed like a lot of money at the time, so we just kind of put it off. And then about a year later, I was just thinking, I was like, you know what, I will regret trying, or I will regret not trying more than I will trying and failing. So even if we put a lot into this and it doesn't work out like we think it will, I would rather have done that than just not tried. So we kind of started to get the ball rolling, and the first step was just talking to a patent attorney and just making sure that there wasn't already something out there like this, or something that was protected by a patent. So that was about a little over a year ago, and that's been quite the journey. First they do the patent search, and then once they discovered that we could develop something like this, the patent application has taken a really long time, and we actually just got word today that they received the application, so we can officially claim patent pending as of today, which is kind of cool. We got some more people joining. But yeah, so that was quite the process as well. But then once we kind of delved into that, we talked to the patent attorney about some recommendations for product development. And one of them that they recommend was a team here in Salt Lake called Klugonics. And they have been awesome. If you have a product that you want to get developed, you take their idea to them and they will make it happen. We've been super impressed. It's been a team that's been working with us not only on designing, but they've also given us all the hookups for manufacturing, brand development, social media, photographers, videographers. They kind of just have all the connections, which has made our life a lot easier as we've kind of produced our first product. But yeah, so if you're looking, I'll tag them in this. You can check them out after if you want, but we highly recommend them. And then as far as the process goes, when we started with them, we started by surveying like probably hundreds of moms just on their favorite diaper bags and kind of their favorite features, what they like about it, what they don't. And then we ended up physically getting most of those bags that were highly recommended, and we just sat down as a team and we dissected them, and we found what we liked and what we didn't, and we got to the drawing board and we just tried to design the most perfect bag that we could think of. And that was about a year ago, and I'll show you kind of the first couple prototypes here so you can see. It's kind of fun to see how far we've come. The first one, I will just tell you, we had a local seamstress make it, and this really was just to see function. We really wanted to see the size, get kind of a physical bag in front of us, just kind of feel it out. We were not going for certain fabrics. It really was just the cheapest, what could you get done so we could physically have a copy. So here's the first one. Let's see if we have any questions. Here's our first one. This one we got about, let's see, this was a little before Christmas. And you can see, like I said, we've come a long way. Not super aesthetically pleasing, but that wasn't the point. The point was just to see function, get a physical bag in front of us. We found some things that weren't working and some things that were. The stroller straps were not working the way we had designed them. It also felt very boxy to us and large. I'll scoot back a little bit. But it felt very large. I felt a little self-conscious carrying something this size around. So that was the first thing that we kind of opted in to change. You can see the inside here. Questions. How did you get the survey dispersed to enough mamas? Did you just ask friends to share it? Yeah, good question. So I have a fairly large connection with moms. In my previous business that I owned a Fit for Mom franchise. So I had a connection to hundreds of moms that I sent it out to and got feedback from, and then and then they passed it on to their friends. So good question. Hi, Laura. Okay, so the inside of this front pocket, you can see fabric didn't matter to us at this point. We were really just going on function. We wanted to get a feel for the pockets, the size of this pocket. Originally, this pocket was designed to be recessed in the bag and be flat, and we just were having a really hard time achieving that feature, which you'll see down the road. We kind of redesigned the front pocket. The inside here, laid all the way flat, as you can see, which was a feature we were initially going for, but then after feedback from this, from moms using it on changing tables or in small spaces, it just took up too much space, and also things would fall out. So that's a change we made on our fourth prototype, which I'll show you in a little bit. But as you can see here, kind of all the pockets, just kind of getting an idea for function here. Yes, I have put so much work into this. Most people have no idea how long it's taken, and I still even feel like we're about a month out and people just don't understand why product development takes so long. So that's why I thought it would be fun to kind of let you guys in, because every time you get a sample, you have to test it out, you have to get back to the drawing board, you have to submit paperwork, and then you have to have your manufacturers make it, and it's just a trial and error process. Okay, so our next sample, our second one, we actually outsourced to our manufacturing team, so it wasn't done locally, and you can see there was quite a big change just on the physical look of the bag as far as fabric and zipper quality. And so we were really happy with this bag. I didn't love the super textured look. I don't know if you can see. I'm going for more of a minimal texture. So we weren't super set on this quality of the vegan leather. And then also it just, even though we made it smaller, it still felt too big. So we got back to the drawing board with that as well. Something kind of funny when you're working with a manufacturer that designs a lot of other bags and a lot of other diaper bags is you'll submit something, and especially with our bag, we were trying to be very unique and innovative and different, and they would send us something that would follow what everyone else does, and I think they just thought, oh, this is what everyone else does, and they probably will want that, they just don't know it. And it took several kind of communication back and forth saying, no, we're actually trying to be different, and there's a reason for it. And so that was kind of a fun little struggle that we had initially early on with some of our design, like the inside of this fabric. So I'm a very neutral person, and it was very fun to get this bright pink floral fabric, which I don't mind it, but for me, we're going more for a minimal look, so that was kind of fun. Also, the changing pad, we were very specific on the type of changing pad we wanted, and once again, the fabric, and just not the type of material we wanted. As you can see, we want ours to be much more thin and just easy to pull out. But yeah, so once again, function is here. It still flapped open too far, which was something we needed to fix. it had our first attempt at this insulated liner. At this point it wasn't detachable, which is something we added on the next model. And then this one also was the first one that we kind of changed the straps up. And this one you'll see has kind of more of a backpack, thick strap here. What is the vegan leather made of? So vegan leather is plastic. There's a lot of different varieties of it, and there's a lot more high-end options. There's some that are textured, some that aren't. We're very picky with the fabric we're choosing. We're trying to find the perfect one. But yeah, so good question. It's obviously not made from animal skin. No. Okay, so this was our backpack straps at first, and they were super comfortable, but it lost that awesome feature where you can just switch to the messenger bag. You'd have to get out the straps, attach it, take these off, store them. It just seemed like one extra step that I didn't want to do, and that I'm sure there's a lot more moms and parents out there who needs more work in their life, right? We're trying to simplify all those steps. So that was one thing that we were going to try and change. Also, these straps, I wanted them to be much more durable, and they just felt kind of flimsy. So that was one of many things that we decided to change for the next prototype. The third prototype, you guys will recognize this one because this one is the one that's in most of our photography. You can see the color here. We were getting much closer to the actual color that we wanted for the bag. But yeah, still, we made it a lot smaller, but it still felt a little boxy to me. So that's one thing that you'll notice we changed in the next one. This was really the first version of that awesome feature with the messenger bag to backpack style without having to take off or remove any straps. So that's kind of where this feature was born. Super popular. It seems to be kind of everyone's favorite feature that we've shared so far. These are the stroller straps. We're making them a little bit longer. These ones were too small to fit around a stroller, but that's how they work. I'll show you on the newer sample. But as you can see, kind of overall much better quality. The material is getting a lot closer to what we wanted. The zipper quality and color. This front pocket still was supposed to be recessed, and we just couldn't get it right. It was just too hard. It's a very intricate bag, and there was just a lot of requirements that weren't happening, which is fine. So we improvised and we completely redesigned the front part of the bag, which you'll see on our next sample, and which I'm super happy with. But the inside of this bag, unfortunately, was not picture ready with fabric and the black mesh. So that's why on our Instagram, you'll notice there's not a ton of pictures of the inside yet. Our next photo shoot is in a couple weeks, and our next prototypes are definitely picture quality ready, and so we're excited to show them to you. And I'm sure you've seen it on our Insta story if you've been following along. But so much better quality, still super boxy here, which I didn't love. So on the next one, we tapered this up and rounded it, and then narrowed the top. So it didn't compromise space on the inside, but rather it just made it a little more minimal appearance on the outside. I love the stroller straps. Yes, I love that we're including the stroller straps because most companies sell them separately, and these will come with your bag. Here's the inside. I'll show you now. Once again, the black wasn't really what we were going for, but that's okay. This was our first attempt at the removable insulated bag. This was kind of like a wetsuit material that we were going to try and play around with and see if it felt new and cool, and I just didn't love it. And also it had the Velcro instead of the magnetic buttons there. But yeah, so first attempt at the bottle warming pouch and the snack pouch. This is a fun little, right here, the wipe container. So you put the wipes in here, and there was no way to get the wipes out. So that didn't work. Small mishap on the production there. But as you can see, we've been adding different pockets, taking away different pockets, really trying to see what works best. We've got some pockets up on the inside. But yeah, so the fabric choice on this was all wrong, but definitely getting closer to the right direction. And then I think most of you have seen our 4th prototype, which I love so much. You can see we've rounded the top so it feels much less boxy, and the sides are much more narrow. It doesn't extend out and have that huge kind of briefcase feel. So that was probably the most important change that we made, other than this front pocket. So you'll remember that I was saying that that front pocket just wasn't kind of working out like we envisioned it. So we went back to the drawing board, and the design team actually came up with this, and I loved it so much. But it's the zip outsides. Whoop, stuck on some fabric here, there we go. And then the magnetic strap. So it still opens, gives you a ton of room, has the pockets, the key strap, and then it just magnets and closes shut. And I just love how much more minimal that looks, and just neat and clean, and I just love this pocket. It's probably my favorite feature, other than the straps. And as you can see, these straps we made a lot higher quality, a lot sturdier, a lot nicer looking. Here's the longer stroller strap, which I'll show. Kind of ironic, this bag only came with one, so another little miscommunication. But here's the stroller strap. You wrap it around the stroller, this goes through, and it hooks like this, hooks with your bag. Super easy, comes with the bag. And yeah, then you can see the feature here that everyone loves is the backpack to messenger style. Very easy. Yes, so lots of people's favorite part of the bag. A couple changes that we're making to this prototype based off everyone's feedback and us kind of using it for a couple weeks. We are reinforcing the back here, so as you can see, it's kind of concave here. So we're going to reinforce this with a padding so that it holds its shape better, so you won't have to worry about that. Also, we've had a lot of feedback with people loving the water bottle pocket and how large it is. So we're actually going to be adding another one onto this side. This pocket was originally designed to hold a cell phone, and it just felt too, it had one purpose, and if people didn't want to hold their phone there, it was a wasted pocket. So what we're going to do is we're going to design the same type of feature on this side, but on this side, so that people, if they want to carry a water bottle for the kids, they can put it on one side, a water bottle for themselves, they can put it on the other side, or if they still want to put their phone in this pocket, it still fits, and it's actually one less step of having to remove that flap to get the phone out. But we just thought that that would be a better option. Yes, I would love the water bottles. Awesome. Yes, we thought that was a really important change. So we kind of got away from the idea of telling people where to put their things, and instead giving them lots of options. If they want to put their phone in here, they want to put their phone inside, if they want to put their phone in this back hidden pocket. But we didn't want to limit them to just this pocket, and we wanted to give people more options for water bottles. A couple other not huge changes that we're making, but we are going to be bringing this up about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, just so people can fit more in here. We've been finding that if people slip their phone right there, if it's a large iPhone, it gets in the way of the magnet. And if this pocket is super full, these magnets aren't strong enough. So we're bringing this up about 1.5 inches to give that a little extra room to bend in if the pockets are full. And then we're also putting in much more powerful magnets that will keep these snapped shut, so people aren't worried about their valuables falling out or something like that. And then on the inside, I'm sure you guys have seen this. So this one was actually changed. The first one that didn't lay flat, which we designed it that way on purpose because we didn't want things falling out, and we also wanted to help out moms on changing tables and on changing, like, small area where they just didn't have a lot of space, and this folding all the way down was just too much in the way. So this still gives you the same feel where the whole bag is open and you can access everything very easily without worrying about things falling out when you open it. So that's the design behind that. The wipes we changed from a snap to a zipper. This one actually works. Hopefully that will keep your wipes less dried out with the zipper. We're getting closer to the right fabric on the inside, not quite there, which is okay. But this was the first one that we really had the idea for the removable liner, which is probably the game changer for most people. So as you can see, this whole liner, inside, backside, front side, all zips out and can be thrown in the washing machine. It'll be made out of a high quality sport nylon, so not only is it water resistant and wipeable, but you can also wash it in the washing machine and dry it in the dryer, which is very important for us busy moms. And then also, once you're out of the baby phase and no longer need all the diaper changing essential pockets here, you can zip this whole thing out, and underneath is just the bag, and you now have a cute backpack that you can use with your toddlers or just for you when you don't need those diaper essentials. This removable snack packet, we went with the magnetic attachment there. This is actually going to be vegan leather, like the outside of the bag, and it's going to be a little bit wider. So it's going to come down as a triangle here. So you can fit juice boxes, you can fit produce, you can fit bottles. It will keep warm food warm and cold food cold. And when you don't want to haul your whole bag around, you can just take this out and take it with you. So that's another feature that was kind of born on this prototype that we're really happy about. Any other questions? Let's see. I like the idea of bringing the pocket up. Yes, I think it will look really nice and maybe help it look a little bit less like a briefcase still and make the pocket a lot more functional. It's beautiful. Thank you. I really think it's beautiful. Also, as you can see, we've come a really long way from our first prototype. But yeah, that's kind of the journey we've gone. So that has been about a year of different prototypes, and our next one will be arriving in about 2.5 weeks, and we're super excited about it because, like I said, this bag I loved. We're making a few minimal changes here just to make it that much better, and we've gotten a lot of feedback from our testers, and yeah, you can look forward to that prototype. It should be kind of the golden sample, where after that we should be able to just start production in maybe a few minor changes here and there. But yeah, that's been kind of the behind the scene process of all the prototypes. You can see all the different mats that we've gotten, the snack bags. We have gotten a lot of different types of bags. The end is going to be perfect. It's going to have a removable silicone snack bag included in the bag. It's going to have a wet bag that's washable that you can put your potty accident clothes in. And the secret product, which we will be announcing in about 3 weeks, will have the option to be included in the bag as well, which I know we're not saying much about it, but part of it was waiting on the patent, and a part of it is I just want to wait till we get a physical prototype here to show you, and that should be in just a couple weeks, and you guys will love it. I promise. There's been so much thought put into this bag, not only the bag, but the product that goes inside, that once you realize what it is, you will just think of all the many ways you'll use it and how you can't imagine how you've not had it up until this point. Couple questions. Oh, nope, I answered them all. But yeah, so look for the next prototype announcement in the next couple weeks, and then the secret product we will reveal early August. We're going to be doing some giveaways soon, so make sure to tag your friends, share our Instagram with them. Anyone who's a parent will want to be a part of this initial pre-sale because you get such a big discount. Our price range is about ranging between $160 and $200 depending on what add-ons you put in the bag. And if you sign up on the pre-sale, you will be getting up to 30% off. So very big discount. No better time to get it. Watch out for our Kickstarter. It should be launching mid-August. And then, like I said, if you've got a product that you want to get developed, reach out to Klugonics. They've been awesome, super helpful. But I'll post this if anyone has any questions about product development or about our bags or any of the samples. I'll keep it up so people can comment. And yeah, thanks for tuning in live, guys. That was fun.